1 month ago, I did a video looking at Department of Labor job statistics and saying AI has started to cause job loss. Well, you don't have to believe me anymore. Economists at Stanford University have found the strongest evidence yet that AI is starting to eliminate certain jobs. So now you can take it from the top university, maybe in the United States. The story isn't quite that simple, though. While younger workers are being replaced by AI in some industries, more experienced workers are seeing new opportunities emerge. We're going to talk about why that pattern exists right now. So I've talked about this professor at Stanford before in a different context. His name is Erik Brynjolfsson. Pretty accomplished guy. So he and another research scientist at Stanford named Ruyu Chen examined payroll data. This is actual payroll data from payroll systems. From late 2022, when ChatGPT debuted, we know that to be November of 22, less than 3 years ago, shocking, to mid-2025, so basically through June. The researchers discovered several strong signals in the data, most notably that the adoption of generative AI coincided with a decrease in job opportunities for younger workers in sectors previously identified as particularly vulnerable to AI-powered automation. Think customer service and software development. Now, this discussion, of course, ignores what's going on in parallel in robotics that is going to be a whole other thing. In these industries, they found a 16% decline in employment for workers aged 22 to 25 in just 3 years. This is why all the major news outlets are saying unemployment spike for college graduates. Yes, it's real. By combing through payroll data, the Stanford team found that AI's impact has more to do with a worker's experience and expertise rather than the type of work that they do. More experienced employees in industries where Gen AI is being adopted are insulated so far from job displacement, with opportunities remaining either flat or slightly growing. Now, part of this is economic, right? The overall economy is slowly growing right now, which obviously impacts hiring. But a growing economy normally doesn't result in job declines. That's typically reserved for recessions. The Stanford study also indicates that AI is eliminating jobs but not lowering wages, at least so far. And you could say all of this article is in the context of at least so far. Brynjolfsson says the study offers a lesson on how to maximize the benefits of AI across the economy. He has long suggested that the government could change the tax system so that it does not reward companies that replace labor with automation. Now, obviously, that kind of a proposal would have positive benefits for employment vis-a-vis robotics. So there was another study done a couple of months before this one, because this one is brand new. Brynjolfsson and another Stanford scientist named Andrew Haupt. AI companies should develop new Centaur AI benchmarks that measure human AI collaboration to incentivize more focus on augmentation rather than automation. Right now, clearly the focus is on automation. Some experts believe that more collaboration between humans and AI could be a feature of the future labor market. Talk about that in a second. So there's a professor at a different school, UC Santa Barbara, who says managing the output of AI becomes increasingly important in affecting employment. And by the way, thanks to Will Knight's AI Lab newsletter for this one, AI is advancing quickly though, and Brynjolfsson warns that the impact on younger workers could spread to those with more experience. What we need to do is create a dashboard early warning system to help us track this data in real time, he says. This is a very consequential technology. And yeah, I would add unprecedented. Unprecedented in the forthcoming automation and job loss. Why? Again, because it's not just AI. AI has made other technologies that are developing in parallel with it exponential. What are those other technologies? Robotics, sensors, quantum computing, and there's more, but that's enough for now. The reality is that this is the initial salvo in what's coming, and the effects are clear, and I have been warning my viewers about this now for 5+ years. You must stay ahead of the automation wave. So clearly there's jobs you don't want to be in. Jobs that are highly subject to automation, which unfortunately is most white-collar jobs purely through AI. But then you throw in robotics and sensors and you get into manufacturing, you get into autonomous vehicles, and much, much more. Too much to mention in this video. But suffice it to say that now, as I told you a month ago, and now confirmed by a Stanford University study, significant job loss already due to AI, with much more to come. There is no doubt about this. Anyone who says otherwise is a fool, and they're trying to lengthen the runway before stringent regulation hits AI. Anyone who works at an AI firm is powerfully motivated to do that, right? To either minimize the coming impact or misstate it. Why? It puts more money in their pocket, plain and simple. So what can you do? Well, I continue to say, along with other experts, that jobs that require hands-on human contact are much more resistant to automation, and there's all kinds of jobs that fit that description. There's all the ones in the healthcare field, which, by the way, is the fastest growing employment field there is right now. Healthcare, home health aides, physical therapy, nurses' assistants, nurses, and others in healthcare. Plus, you've got what were considered traditional blue-collar jobs, but are really skilled tradespeople jobs, woodworking, plumbing, electrician, which, by the way, you can make quite a good living at. And then there's white-collar jobs that are resistant to automation due to the need for human presence. For now, surgery, although it's partially automated, but it'll take a while to fully automate. Litigation for lawyers, psychiatry, and there's others, but you get the idea. Now is the time to make the job change. Now, you don't want to be a truck driver. You don't want to be a software engineer newly out of school. You don't want to be in retail, customer service, all this stuff that's going to very rapidly automate. So this is a choice. God endowed human beings with free will. Even if you don't believe in God, it's the same principle. It's the universe. It's evolution, whatever you want to call it. But humans have free will. And so it becomes a choice, your choice to let inertia carry you into being out of work and potentially out of work for a long time, which is disastrous economically for you personally. I know what I'm talking about. I have been responsible for human resources at companies for a long time now. I know the effects of people losing their jobs. It is not good. So do you really want to put yourself in that position? Given that we all have free will, you have a choice not to put yourself in that position and to change your career now by learning what you need to learn to go into a different field. There are real shortages in some of the jobs that I mentioned right now, real shortages that need immediate filling, some of which provide on-the-job training. So now is the time, folks. It's now or you will be behind the stampede of people that are going to be affected by AI, robotics, sensors, and other automation starting now, right now. When I started this channel 5 years ago, it was still distantly in the future. It is now here. And this is conclusive, quantitative proof. So do yourself a favor, exercise that free will, and get yourself into a different career now. Please share this video with people you care about. This is very important, and I hope that you do share it with all the people you care about, all your friends, all your family, everyone who isn't already wealthy enough to never have to work again. Because if you aren't, then you need to be doing what I'm saying. Also, we could really use your support on Patreon. Even $1 a month in the aggregate helps us develop new resources to help you with these career transitions, which I really, really want to do, but can't do until we have more support. That's just the reality of it. So please consider supporting the channel. So thanks so much. We'll see you next time. Lots for you to think about. Take care.